Have you ever wondered about the true meaning of Jesus' teachings on visualizing the future? Many people today associate this concept with self-help techniques and motivational strategies. But did Jesus intend for his words to be interpreted in this way? Let's embark on a journey to uncover the profound wisdom hidden within Jesus' message. We will explore the historical and cultural context of his teachings. By delving into the deeper spiritual and philosophical implications, we can gain a transformative understanding of how to visualize our future. Join me as we uncover the true essence of Jesus' teachings and discover how they can empower us to live more fulfilling and purposeful lives. Visualization is a powerful tool. It can shape our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. In contemporary contexts, it is often presented as a technique for achieving success, happiness, and abundance. Self-help gurus and motivational speakers encourage us to visualize our desired outcomes. They believe that by vividly imagining what we want, we can attract it into our lives. The idea is that our thoughts have creative power. While there is undoubtedly value in positive thinking and setting clear intentions, it's essential to approach this concept with a discerning mind, especially when viewed through the lens of Jesus' teachings. When we examine Jesus' words about the future, it's crucial to avoid imposing modern interpretations onto ancient wisdom. While the concept of visualization might seem to resonate with certain passages, it's important to consider the historical and cultural background in which Jesus lived and taught. To understand Jesus' true message, we must step back from contemporary interpretations. We need to consider the context in which his words were spoken. Only then can we gain a clearer understanding of what he truly meant. Let's journey back in time to explore the world of Jesus. Jesus lived in a time of great political and social unrest. The streets of Jerusalem were filled with the hustle and bustle of daily life, but beneath the surface there was a simmering tension. The Roman occupation had brought about a sense of unease and discontent among the Jewish people. The Jewish people were under Roman rule, yearning for liberation. They prayed fervently for freedom, their hearts filled with a deep longing for a savior who would deliver them from oppression. The presence of Roman soldiers in their holy city was a constant reminder of their subjugation. Their hopes were pinned on the coming of a Messiah, a savior who would usher in a new era of peace and prosperity. This Messiah was expected to be a powerful leader, someone who would restore the glory of Israel and bring about a time of justice and righteousness. In this context, Jesus' teachings carried a profound significance. He spoke to the hearts of the people, addressing their deepest fears and highest hopes. His words resonated with those who were weary of the political turmoil and spiritual emptiness of their time. He spoke of a different kind of kingdom, a kingdom of heaven, which was not a physical place but a spiritual reality. This kingdom was accessible to all who sought it, regardless of their social or economic status. It was a realm where love, compassion, and justice reigned supreme. His message was not about achieving worldly success, but about aligning oneself with God's will and participating in the transformation of the world. Jesus emphasized the importance of love and service to others, encouraging his followers to live lives of humility and selflessness. To grasp the true meaning of Jesus' words, we must see them through the lens of his time. Understanding the historical and cultural context in which he lived helps us to appreciate the radical nature of his message and the profound impact it had on his followers. We must understand the hopes, fears, and expectations of the people he addressed. By doing so, we can better comprehend the revolutionary nature of his teachings and the enduring legacy they have left on the world. Section 5. The Kingdom of Heaven. Jesus' teachings about the future were not about visualizing personal wealth, health, or happiness. He did not focus on material gains or individual success. Instead, they centered on the coming of the Kingdom of Heaven. This was a vision far greater than any earthly aspiration. This kingdom represented a radical transformation of all things, a restoration of God's intended order for creation. It was a promise of renewal and hope, where every wrong would be made right. When Jesus spoke of visualizing the future, he was inviting his followers to envision a world where justice, peace, and love prevailed. He painted a picture of a society where compassion and empathy were the norms. He called them to live in a way that reflected the values of this coming kingdom, even amidst the challenges and uncertainties of their present reality. This was not just a distant dream, but a call to action in the here and now. By aligning themselves with God's will and embodying His love, they were actively participating in the manifestation of this kingdom on earth. Every act of kindness, every moment of forgiveness, and every effort to bring about justice was a step towards this divine vision. The kingdom of heaven was not just a future promise, but a present reality that could be glimpsed through the lives of those who chose to follow Jesus' teachings. It was a call to transform the world, one act of love at a time. In this way, the kingdom of heaven was both a destination and a journey, a divine promise and a daily practice. It was the ultimate vision of a world made whole where God's love reigned supreme. Section 6, Faith and Manifestation. Faith played a central role in Jesus' teachings. He often spoke about the power of faith to move mountains and transform lives. His parables and miracles were deeply rooted in the idea that faith could bring about profound change. He emphasized that true faith was not merely intellectual assent, but a deep trust in God's goodness and power. This kind of faith required more than just belief. It demanded a heartfelt commitment and a willingness to act on that belief. It was a way of life that involved surrendering to God's will and actively participating in His plan for the world. This meant letting go of personal desires and ambitions to embrace a higher purpose. In this context, manifestation wasn't about manipulating the universe to get what we want. Instead, it was about understanding and accepting that our desires should align with a divine purpose. It was about aligning our hearts and minds with God's will and allowing His power to work through us. This alignment brought a sense of peace and purpose, knowing that we were part of something greater than ourselves. It was about becoming vessels for His love, grace, and transformative power. By doing so, we could impact the world in meaningful ways, spreading kindness, compassion, and hope. By living in faith and obedience, we become instruments of God's love and agents of His kingdom. Our actions, guided by faith, can inspire others and create a ripple effect of positive change. This is the true essence of faith and manifestation, living a life that reflects divine love and purpose. Section 7, Unveiling the Transformation. Understanding Jesus' teachings in this light unveils a profound and transformative truth. Our role is not to simply visualize a better future for ourselves, but to actively participate in creating a better future for all. It is about aligning our lives with God's purposes and allowing His love to flow through us. It is about becoming beacons of hope, peace, and justice in a world that desperately needs these qualities. This understanding calls for humility, surrender, and a deep commitment to living in service to something greater than ourselves. Section 8. A call to action. Jesus' teachings are not merely philosophical concepts to be pondered, they are a call to action. They challenge us to examine our lives and consider how we can be instruments of God's love and agents of His kingdom in the world. How can we be peacemakers in a world rife with conflict? How can we be beacons of hope in a world shrouded in despair? How can we be agents of justice in a world riddled with inequality? These are the questions that Jesus' teachings compel us to confront. Section 9, Conclusion, Embracing the Vision. As we have explored, Jesus' teachings on visualizing the future are not about achieving personal gain, but about aligning ourselves with God's vision for the world. It is about living in faith, embodying His love, and becoming instruments of His transformative power. Let us embrace this vision, not as a passive hope, but as an active calling. Let us go out into the world and be the change we long to see, knowing that with God, all things are possible. What are your thoughts on this transformative perspective? How can you apply these principles in your own life?